wasn't my decision. I would have, I leave it to her. They generally tend to be good for law enforcement because people can't lie about what's happening. So it's, generally speaking, I think 80% good for law enforcement.
Do not get it!
Donald Trump has backed Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem's decision to have DHS officers use body cameras in anti-ICE protest hotbed, Minnesota.
You shut it down for real this time!
Trump said it was good for law enforcement as people couldn't lie what was happening on the ground.
Mr. President, Kristi Noem just announced that you're deploying body cameras to Minneapolis. What's your thinking behind this decision, and do you want to see this?
Well, it wasn't my decision. I would have, I leave it to her. They generally tend to be good for law enforcement because people can't lie about what's happening. So it's, generally speaking, I think 80% good for law enforcement. But if she wants to do that, I'm okay with it. Remember one thing, we closed the border. I got elected on a disastrous border. And we have nobody coming in through our border anymore. We had 25 million people come in 4 years through our border. Many of them were murderers and drug dealers and mentally insane from mental institutions and insane asylums. And now we don't have anybody coming in. For 9 months now, I mean, they actually report zero. We have 0 people coming in, which I find hard to believe, but the Democrats do that report. They tend to be left-leaning that do that report. So I assume it's true. And if it's not, it's a very tiny amount of people. But we basically have a tremendously perfect, strong border. And also crime levels are at the lowest point they've been in 125 years. Since 1900, we have the best numbers. And that's despite the fact that we had a lot of criminals and murderers. 11,888 murderers came in. And we have the lowest numbers that we've had in 125 years. So, we're doing a good job. If she wants to do the camera thing, that's okay with me.
Trump's endorsement came on a day a Minnesota federal judge said that the Department of Homeland Security was unlikely to destroy the evidence related to the fatal shooting of 37-year-old intensive care unit nurse Alex Pretti by federal immigration agents on January 24th in Minneapolis.
When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Now. When do we want it? Now. Whose house is this?
As per Reuters, U.S. District Judge Eric C. Tostrud said he was troubled by the Donald Trump administration's officials rushing to defend the federal agents and label Pretti a terrorist. Kristi Noem said that every field officer in Minneapolis would be equipped with a body camera. In an X post, Noem wrote, "Effective immediately, we are deploying body cameras to every officer in the field in Minneapolis. As funding is available, the body camera program will be expanded nationwide. We will rapidly acquire and deploy body cameras to DHS law enforcement across the country."
You're asking me about the body cam footage from, there's a lot of discussion going on with that. The FBI is leading the investigation, and as that goes forward, that'll be at their discretion.
According to court filings, officers involved in the Pretti shooting were wearing body-worn cameras. Pretti was shot at a protest by 2 federal officers after he reportedly refused to move out of the street following an order from a customs officer. The Trump administration's officials claimed the officers acted in self-defense, and the Department of Justice has opened a civil rights investigation into the shooting.
Do you agree with the assessment from some of your own officials that Alex Pretti is a domestic terrorist or an assassin?
Well, I haven't heard that, but certainly he shouldn't have been carrying a gun. But hey, look, bottom line, everybody in this room, we view that as a very unfortunate incident, okay? Right. Everyone, right. Unless you're a stupid person. Very, very unfortunate incident. I don't like that he had a gun. I don't like that he had 2 fully loaded magazines. That's a lot of bad stuff. And despite that, I say that's a very unfortunate.
Pretti was the second American citizen killed by federal agents during the anti-ICE protests. The department has not responded to repeated questions about whether any of the ICE officers on the scene of the killing of 37-year-old Renee Good earlier in January were wearing the cameras. A 2022 executive order on police reform by then-President Joe Biden directed federal law enforcement officers to wear body cameras. Trump had rescinded that directive after starting his second term. Amid heightened anti-ICE protests, Trump sent Tom Homan to Minneapolis to take control of operations there, displacing Border Patrol Commander Gregory Bavino. In his first press conference, Saar responded to the question on twin shootings of Alex Pretti and Renee Good, saying he wanted to see the investigation play out.
Mueller Newsmax. The new video of Alex Pretti is now circulating. Your reaction to that, and do you think law enforcement could have played a role if, like, let's say Minneapolis police were able to respond to that? Have those top law enforcement officials said they'll help or do anything to help these agents who are out here?
I'm not going to comment on any of these shootings. I said from day one, I said on any of these shootings, as a career law enforcement officer, we'll let the investigation roll out, let the investigation play out, and let it go where it goes. I'm not going to come out and make any comments that I think is right, wrong. Do I have an opinion? Yeah, my personal opinion, but I'm not going to share that with you. I'm going to tell you, let the investigation play out and see where it goes. But again, the president, one of the words he said to me when I came up here, he said he didn't want to see anybody die. The less interference, the less rhetoric, the less, I have buried Border Patrol agents and I buried ICE agents throughout my career, and the saddest thing I've ever done is hand a folded flag to a wife or a child. I don't want to see anybody die, even the people we're looking for. I don't want to see anybody die. And despite what people think of Tom Homan, I say a prayer every night that everybody goes home safe. This isn't good. But I think my conversations the last 2.5 days are leading us to a safer community, letting ICE officers operate in the safety and security of a jail more than on the street.